Pandas. Welcome, my pandas, to a special episode of how to lose money with Buy My Money. All kidding aside, pandas, I'm going to actually do a review of my Friday's losses. If you guys know, and follow me on the stream, I took a big hit on Friday. And on this channel and this channel alone, you know this is legit because I'm not going over winning trades. I'm going over losing trades. And so, pandas, I'm doing this not because this makes me feel all good about myself. No. I'm doing this because I don't want to make the same mistakes again. And so I'm going to take my time to make a review over my trades. And hopefully, the things that we learned in this video can help prevent you from making the same mistakes as I did. And so we're going to go over the trades here, and hopefully we can all benefit from this and never make these mistakes again. So, pandas, let's go, baby. Push up terrible signal. First trade on Friday, but I'm looking to go short now. So why am I looking to go short here? I see that we have up here a trend, and this trend broke, and we made a new high. And with this new high, I'm thinking, okay, now we should be on a downtrend. And I think I just put a little too much weight on that a little too early because now I can already see, looking to the left, you might see a common theme here. And the common theme is basically choppiness, right? Trying to pick a direction and chop. And so we can see here that we have big wicks above and below the candles. We have many overlapping bars. We have many doji bars, right? The bodies are only one tick large, and we're kind of getting this range here to the left, and we're clearly above the 20 EMA still. So even though we have break a trend to new high, we can't necessarily think that we're going to all of a sudden reverse because of the immediate context is telling us that we could be in a trading range here. So I also saw this L4 setup here, thinking that the L4 with this L5 failure was going to give us a reversal. But yeah, looking at this now, also I realized I circled this 3 here, showing that this was a strong reversal setup because we have a gap here now from these lows to this high, and that gap there is very telling how strong this reversal is. And I should have taken that to account before trying to go short here, but we'll go ahead and see what happens. Thinking this uptrend is over, right? Because break a trend to new high, a failed breakout of this triangle. Yeah, mention that triangle here as well. Okay. So what just happened there was that I actually attached my order to the super signal, and the reason why I do that is because right when the candle finishes, the super signal will react much quicker than me. It will react basically as fast as a computer. It'd be much quicker than me adjusting my entry right when this candle ends, especially what you saw right there. And what you saw right there was the market just open. Another red flag. I typically don't enter trades right at market open because of the quick volatility right in the beginning that can kind of stop you out right away and then kind of create this chop before picking a direction to go. And right there is an example of what just happened, right? We have a beautiful signal bar, but this signal bar in the context when we to the left comes right after a big green bar, also above the 20 MA, also all this chop here. And so even though we have a good signal bar here, it does not necessarily mean in the context that it's a good trade to take. And so we see that right when the market opened, it enters my trade and then starts to reverse on me like immediately, and that's also a red flag. When you see this bouncing off the 20 EMA as well, acting as support. Okay, sheesh. See if we can get this point here. Also, all those beeps that you heard was just a warning that NinjaTrader saying that the signal had moved, right? That super signal moved, and therefore the trades had to be canceled. But it doesn't actually harm your trades. You're entered the trade already, but that's just what it means. You just cancel out those warning messages. Could be reversing on me. Looks like it's about to get me here, unfortunately. But just keeping my stop loss to where it should be. And if it gets me, it gets me. We move on to the next trade, pandas. I thought we can have one more push down. I thought the uptrend was over. 20 EMA might have been too strong here. And we might get one more push up. And so I noticed all those things, kind of hindsight bias. And so a little hard, right? Because I'm already in the trade. I could just skunk it here and just take like a $450 loss. You can see in the bottom left how much is losing right now. Thinking that if I made a bad trade, I should just get out with the 450. But you know, as a panda, It's hard to, you're still holding the stop loss. You're making inside bar. But at this point, I think it's 50-50. Breaks out or breaks down. Stopping me out here. It's all good, pandas. Inside bar. It's going to stop me out. Don't do it. So at this point, I actually still think I have a chance to make my scalp. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. Just watching. Just watching. It gets me. Ouch. Pandas. Maybe a little too eager to go short there. So I mentioned how eager I was, and yeah, I don't know why I actually entered that trade, especially at the market open. And I should have just sat on my pause at that market open, but we can already see the overlapping bars here, even before entering here. If I just let that candle finish, good signal bar, but still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let me just look to the left of the chart here. This overlapping bar staying above the 20 MA actually ends up creating a spike in channel here a little bit. And just a little too eager to jump into trade. I think on stream, wanted to just enter trade as soon as I can and just make a make some quick bamboo. But obviously that hurts me. So, but we can see with the price action, bad trade to enter in, bad trade. I think there's a common theme. I was really eager to take all the L4 setups, L4 H4 setups, and on Friday particularly, the L4 H4s were not working. Right, even here, the H4 doesn't work. Right here, the L4 doesn't work. Right here, the fourth push up, thinking that reversal does not work. So the L4 H4s were just bombing on Friday, and I was getting chopped up because of that. All right, this is trade number 2. And I already marked the trend line being broken, and I'm thinking because of the 240 SMA, it might create a nice resistance here. And so I want to go short here because we have an ABC pattern, right? Two-legged pullback right after 240 SMA, thinking, okay, we can make a good scalp here. And I could already see I already made a mistake. I'm already feeling too eager to trade because even though we're bouncing off a resistance here, what I should have waited for was a break of trend to a new high. And I didn't wait for the new high. I just thought the two-legged pullback was good enough. But here I make a mistake, obviously, because too eager. I should have waited for the new high. Plus, we have yesterday's close going to act as a magnet for us. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. Trying to get a scalp here. Hopefully a runner of some sorts, but we shall see. If this reverses on me, I might go long here. Maybe I should reverse that trade. So you can see me wrestling over there right now, saying that if this reversed on me, I should maybe enter it. And the problem here is I already made my mistake. If I was planning to reverse my trade, I should have had already thought of that before entering this trade. And so I have to think quickly because and by now it's already too late. You have to preemptively already think about this stuff. And if that was the case, I would have moved my stop loss right here, right above that, and entered right there. I would already be in this trade, thinking my premise is wrong. We're actually probably still in an uptrend. Plus, we got a trap at a place where we should make a new high. And so, a high probability chance to actually go high here. But I was too focused and too lazy. And I think my price action, I was really lackadaisical when it came to my price action. I was not reading it, as closely as I should. And I paid for it, pandas. I paid for it right there. I should have realized we're probably making a new high with that trap, and I should have waited for that trap to enter long there. But yeah, I was just thinking this double top here was good enough to make a scalp to the downside. Plus, trading range indicator giving us a little trading range here. And regardless, I should have waited for that new high, and I get punished. I get punished here. So I already made my mistake there. If I wanted to reverse it, I would have had to already thought about it before entering my short here. And I didn't think that far ahead because I was being lazy. I was being too cocky. Definitely being too cocky. I'm sitting on my pause. I'm sitting on my pause here. The confidence hurts me here. Might be trying to counter trend trade here, which obviously seems like it's gonna happen. Oh, pandas. Oh, not again. 2 losses in a row. Dumb trade. Dumb trade. So I mentioned there dumb trade, and that was even during the stream. I realized like while I was in that trade, that was a dumb trade, and the reason why is because we always say this, right? When you gotta break a trend, wait for that new high before reversing, and it is what it is, and I got punished for it. So dumb mistake right there. Should have waited for that. I gotta be patient. I was trying to force trades, just trying to get those quick scalps. Was a little too cocky, and paid for it. I may be crazy enough to reverse it. And so we can see here actually, there's that trade right here, big push up, and actually after that break of trend to new high, we see that's where when it finally reverses with its own two-legged pullback. And so right there, I could have actually reversed it here, not the best signal bar, but that would have been a better trade than this trade. And you can see here the outcome of that, and just being patient, what you could have gotten was all of that. And so with all of this, I could have made up for that little loss here, plus the previous loss, and actually could have got a nice swing there. But because of my impatience, I got punished. I got punished big time. Here this is trade number 3, and I am trying to go short here on the L4 setup, and we can already see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping bars in a row. That alone should have been a criteria to not enter this trade, but again, so eager to enter trades, so eager to get my reversal. I think because I had 2 losers, I'm like, okay, this next one should be a winner, and I'm going to swing this next one. That's probably what I'm thinking in my mind. We do have an L4, and I'm going to try to swing this. Yep, I'm going to try to swing it because I want to make up that money. Potential risk reward. It is good risk reward there as well. Yesterday's close. We're going to see if this is a spot of reversal here. This one's painful. I remember this trade. I remember this like yesterday. But I'm going to swing this trade at least 2 times risk. So I'm also thinking, right, we had this break of trend, right, to new high, thinking we're in a reversal spot, and that reversal is happening with an L4 setup. That's probably why I'm thinking to go short here. But also, you got to realize, man, I already drew all these blue boxes here showing all these gaps created by the momentum. And strong bullish momentum shown through all these gaps here. And, you know, I wanted to take the reversal trade, but, yeah, I managed it very poorly. I remember what happens here. Reward on the main position, and then try to run the runner. And this is painful to watch. So good signal bar. Trade. Good signal bar in the L4 setup on top of the channel, here. Hitting yesterday's close. To this gap here. So in my mind, the setup is not bad, right? I'm thinking this is a good setup to get a nice swing trade here. And I've seen this happen many times, but I was being lazy. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overlapping bars in a row. Pandas. Big mistake. Big mistake. We get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. We move on. It's a small risk, in my opinion, for potential good reward here. And the strength of the bull trend is just too strong. It's too strong. It got me out. It's all good, Pandas. I thought that was worth it. This is the worst part. And it might come back down and do it again. Pandas. I gotta try that again. So you hear me say I gotta try that again. The reason being is because on this outside bar reversal, it pushes down, makes that second entry short, and then pushes back up and fails to reverse, thinking in my mind, okay, that's a failed breakout. Let's enter short again, and this is what happens. Right at this point, how many overlapping bars do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 overlapping bars in a row. I gotta try that again, Pandas. Big mistake. It's a bit silly, but I gotta try it again. I'm gonna say how silly it is. And this is what happens when you don't stick to your rules, Pandas. When you don't stick to your to the rules. It's silly, I know, but I'm gonna try it again. You kind of do these dumb trades. It gets me. Dumb mistake. How many overlapping bars are there at this point? I think my premise is still good here, but just going to take the hit again. That's actually true. Because I think the premise is good, and I think the risk reward is good, I'm going to take this again. If I get hit, I get hit. We move on. But I like the setup here. I like the fact that that was a failed reversal attempt right there again. Right, that's a failed reversal attempt. So we're going to hold on to this one a little bit. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits in a row though right here. Could be hard to break down. Just watching. Can I let this hit me? This hurts. This hurts to watch, but you gotta let it sink in. You gotta let it sink in. for future benefit, for future gain. Gotta let this sink in. Just watching. It probably will hit me. But I like the potential here. That's why I take this trade. And if I get hit, I get hit. Maybe I should have gone in twice. If I got hit once, I just leave it alone. Not take it the second time. I do mention that re-entering that trade might have been the mistake. I don't think that was a mistake. The mistake was that I tried to enter in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 overlapping bars in a row. At that point, it was only 6, but uh, still 6 overlapping bars in a row. It's 50-50 either way to break out. And if it does break out, 50-50 chance it will be a failed breakout. And so what happens here is that I'm at a coin toss and I'm trying to make a swing trade on the coin toss. And that is not, the odds are not good, right? It's about 50-50, but the risk reward was 2-1. And so if it does work out, it actually is profitable. But with my strategy right now, it just, that is not a good trade, right? Just too many overlapping bars in a row. Basically got double hit here. Van does. I need life support. Getting owned today. Why am I trying to keep counter trend? Trade this. Oh, pandas. Oh my gosh. You see my reaction there. Mainly because I was in a short trade and the feeling that I got there was, man, this market is out to personally get me. Stops me out and finally goes the direction that I originally thought it was going to go. And it literally was just trying to stop me out. And that's a bad mindset to have. The market has no idea I exist. The market has no idea I entered that trade. And so even though it feels that way, that is not the case. What had happened there, actually, Pandas, was we were in a trading range, right? We were choppy and we had a failed breakout to come down to break down. And that's what happened there. But in my mind, I'm thinking, wow, the market's out to personally get me. That's not helpful, in my opinion, right? That's not a helpful mindset to have. It's better to have a mindset where you kind of read what happens, look back at your trades, recognize your mistakes, and know that, man, you entered in a bad place. I think from now on, after my losses on Friday, I can't take naked L4, H4 setups anymore. I need to wait for a lower high setup, which actually this ends up being a lower high setup. But even then, I need to wait for even better setup, which is a reversal setup, which is like breaking below 20 MA and then making a two-legged pullback back up, or right, two-legged pullback fails like entry long to go short. Those are the two setups I gotta look for after these reversal H4 L4 patterns, especially on strong uptrends. I need more evidence that we're gonna reverse, and my timing was all off because of that, and my price action reading was bad. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. But yeah, I made a mistake. And I have no one to blame except myself. Bad price action trading, too eager to enter trades, counter trend trading, multiple choppy bars, right? Multiple overlapping bars, creating chop, failed breakout to breakdown. That's what ends up happening. It is what it is, pandas. Moving on. Pandas. My pandas. Pandas. This market is vicious. Absolutely vicious. Stops me out. It comes crashing down. All right, this is the last trade of Friday's stream. And let's take a look. Looking to fade this breakdown of this trading range. I can see why I wanted to enter this trade already, because we had this strong push down and we have basically an H4 setup in this trading range, thinking that we can reverse on these H4s. And so that's why I'm eager to enter here to swing trade this H4, because H4s typically act as strong reversal setups. But I think, like I mentioned here, I should not take H4s naked anymore. I should wait for at least a higher low setup or a failed second entry short to enter a reversal, especially on trading ranges this large. And I'm going to swing it. Also, this is a two-legged pullback. A, B, C. And so with that two-legged pullback made me even think even a greater chance that we'll get a nice push back up. Like this will be a final flag. I'm going to swing my core position at least 2 times risk reward of. So the trading range ends up, right? We end up closing above the trading range with a decent signal bar. Actually, the signal bar is not bullish. It's actually a doji, and it looks decent because there's a big wick underneath it. But looking at it, it's actually not very strong because we actually make a red bar here. But basically a doji bar here. And that doji bar creates another trading range bar. Trade already. I don't like that reaction. Terrible reaction. And if I was really wanting to enter this trade, I could have entered anywhere in this bar here. But when I saw this terrible reaction, that should have been also a clue that maybe I should not enter. Because if you're in this trade, you're thinking, reaction that I'm not looking for, you're very disappointed. So think about the bulls, right? Or think about the bears. Or think about the bulls, how disappointed they are entering that trade. And I should just been happy I'm not in this trade and just move on. In this trade. End up entering that trade because I thought that basically was a failed breakdown. But before entering this trade, what are some more things that I see here? I do see a break of trend to new low here, and that's what I was waiting for. But I think this pullback here was not strong enough, maybe. I'm thinking maybe the pullback should have been a little stronger. It does make a lower high setup here, but I'm thinking with this H4 why this was a good trade to fade this breakdown. But now looking at it, definitely should have waited for a higher low setup. Definitely should have waited for a failed second entry short setup to go long here, and that would have been a way better trade to enter. And I make a mistake here. Gotta move that. Let's do 2 times risk reward here. 2 times risk reward on the core position, and then we'll see if we can run it up to the top of the trading range. And this is I'm trying to fade the breakdown of this trading range, and I might get hit here, but in my opinion the trading range seems pretty strong here, so we'll fade it. I do mention the trading range is pretty strong, but I failed to mention how strong this downtrend was. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? 12 out of the last 13 bars were non-bull bars, right? And the one bull bar here is not very strong. And so we have a strong downtrend hitting the very bottom of the trading range, and that could have given us a sign that we need a little more evidence before we wanted to reverse this. And I took at the first break of trend to new low, thinking that's strong enough to reverse it for us. But how strong this downtrend was, I actually maybe should have been looking for some short trades, but at this time, hard to take it either way because you're at the bottom trading range trying to go short into it. So either way, I was thinking of fading it. But noticing how strong this downtrend was, I should have maybe taken that into account, thinking that this is not strong enough minor, right? A minor reversal, right? Before a major trend reversal, we need a nice strong minor reversal, but the minor reversal was very weak. You can see this, right? Creates a lower high setup, and it's a fairly weak minor reversal. And that's a H4 setup as well. And if I get hit, pandas, I mean, the biggest harm is that I'm going to end the stream red. But rest assured, if you stick to the plan, you'll end the day green. Even though the stream is red, you know, if you stick to the plan, you'll end the day green. You'll end the day profitable. So it ends up hitting me here. I'll try to take that. I'm gonna fade this again, pandas. Sorry, I gotta fade it again. The reason why I wanted to fade that is because this is a failed H5 now at the bottom of the trading range. I wanted to fade it. Fade this fade this breakdown, really. And I know it's a big loss, but I'm going to fade this again because of this failed H5 here. And at this point, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 overlapping bars in a row, right? 2 of them are dojis. And at this point, I should have not thought about re-entering long here on a naked H5. Again, I should wait for a higher low setup or a failed second entry short. And we'll take the hit again, pandas. And after that, I'm gonna end the stream because because it's too much pain. Too much pain. It was. I mean, if you're dealing with real money, this is real pain. But the nice thing is, pandas,
and this is my last trade.
we're doing apex trading, and so
or
any
lose.
losses here is actually risk free, which is kind of the funny thing. Even though it does hurt, it doesn't hurt as much as if it was your actual capital.
H5, trying to fade this breakdown here, and yeah, let's see what happens.
By this time, way too many overlapping bars. It's 50-50 at this point. Again, looks very similar to this setup right here. We had an L4 setup here with many overlapping bars. Now we have the H4 setup here with many overlapping bars. And almost the same thing happens here. Almost the same thing on both sides.
I could be reading this completely wrong. We could be in a strong downtrend now. If this stops me out, I'm thinking strong downtrend now. Oh man, pandas, 3K loss.
Pandas, we're gonna have to take a step back here. We're gonna have to reassess the situation here.
Oh boy, pandas. Ouch. What can I say? It is what it is, pandas, and we'll take the hit.
So, it stops us out again here, and obviously that's a big pain. And I'm down 3K, and hopefully these reviews at this point, right, when you have this many overlapping bars, you know, it's just too choppy. It's 50-50 at that point. And it looks almost exactly like this up here. What happened up here happens here, and just on this other side of the trading range. And you just don't know what's going to happen. So, pandas, 3K loss, and it's okay. It's a punch in the gut. And I wanted to do this because I want to prevent these kind of big loss days, because these are the days that basically can wipe you out, right? You do amazing and you just have this like one bad trading day and it just wipes out your account. And you know, you got to prevent that. And so hopefully doing this review, even though it hurts and it's very painful for me to go over my losing trades, obviously I want to go over my winning trades only, but hopefully this will be helpful. I mean, ultimately it was for me, you know, I want to do this for myself so I will never make those same mistakes again. I'm never taking those H4, L4 naked anymore, especially on a big trading range where there's room to make those reversals. I'm not going to take those anymore, and definitely got to wait for the breakout trend to new highs. And you got to assess how strong the downtrends or uptrends are. You got to assess that in order for to take those trades. And so I think, you know, and you got to stay out of chop. You got to stay out of chop. Choppiness here. You got to stay out of those choppy zones. And yeah, it is what it is, pandas. And hopefully, you know, my red day will be your green day. And so, yeah, hopefully this has been helpful for you guys. And I'll see you guys on the next stream. And as always, happy trading and God bless. Bye.